Treksploration.
Hello and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are talking about One Small Step. It is from Season 6 of Star Trek Voyager, the 8th episode. And there's a lot of people who wrote it and came up with the idea, but it was directed by Robert Picardo.
Picardo.
Hopefully you are familiar with that one. And why are we doing this one, Chris?
Well, we have, if you've been under a rock and haven't realized this, in the last, month and a half, all we've been doing is a host of shows, a series of shows, cross-platform, cross-podcasts, across the universe to help raise money for a certain science-minded young lady named Serenity Birch who managed to just somehow get into space camp. He got accepted to space. Look at
I think it was all those Star Trek scouts. She was watching that.
Right. And she needed a school to go to blast some asteroids.
Exactly.
So the closest one was in Huntsville, Alabama.
Apparently.
And what we're doing tonight is another in a series of shows that we've been doing to help raise money to get Serenity to space camp. Albie put up a GoFundMe page.
Ooh.
And you can go visit that page. It's gofundme.com/Serenity Space Camp. And once you're there, you can see what the goal is. It's a very modest goal. And honestly, we've almost reached it. So I just want to give a caveat with that. The goal was, because Albie is such an altruistic and really, straight edge kind of guy.
And humble.
It was just for the tuition that Rennie would need to get to the space camp so that she could attend. On top of that, though, even when the goal was reached, we're still trying to raise money so Albie can pay for some of the travel expenses, some of the hotel expenses, the food expenses. Once you're there, you got to get there. You got to stay somewhere. Anyway, he does as the dad. I think she gets to sleep in the space shuttle, right?
Oh, yeah. Space shuttle. I think in the cargo bay, they're going to put up cots or something in Discovery.
Right. I think
they have something to do with it.
Yeah, they got like hammocks, right? Hammocks in the cargo bay that the kids sleep in.
Yeah.
So it gives them that feeling of weightlessness, I think. But you're like a schlub. You got to go stay at the Motel 8 up the road, and you got to pay for that too. So we're
some
raising
parents
money
just send their kid off on the plane. I'm going to actually be in town in case anything happens.
Yeah. Yep. So the endeavor is afoot, and we have gotten a wonderful start from so many generous donors. And we want to thank all of you who have been following us on these shows. If you haven't donated yet, but you're interested, Albie will pop up a QR code that would be somewhere in the corner of the screen somewhere when we get this thing on the replay. Right, we're live now, so we can't
check out our
really put it up.
Other shows, yes.
Right. So myriad of other shows, but you want to go to gofundme.com/Serenity Space Camp. And we also have a merch store now. So as one of the co-hosts of Treksploration, I've graciously allowed Albie to take any merch proceeds to put towards the trip.
Oh, thank you. I think we're at $8 right now.
Because I have a big heart. See, that's $8. See, that's $4 more than you would have had. You're welcome.
That's amazing, and we thank Christian Daljo for buying the merch.
Daljo. Yes. So I know that Albie, you said that you wanted me to read the list of donors that we've had so far. I got to look down at my phone.
Who sent in donations so far, so we can thank them.
Serenity Space Camp donors include Linda Brandt. That's our very own Listen Linda. Hi, Linda.
Wow,
thank you so much.
Linda.
Donor named Joseph Denner. I believe that he's a friend of Susie Q's.
Yep.
An anonymous donor, Kristen Daljo. Thank you, Christian. Both Linda and Christian are part of our Patreon community. They are donors over there. They have different ranks. I think Christian is a lieutenant
commander.
And Linda is a cadet.
He was promoted.
Yeah. Donnie Summerlin. Donnie is back. Donnie was a longtime supporter of the Quantum Leap podcast. Yeah. Thank you so much, Donnie. Eric Guerrero, Mike Graff, Mikey Graff.
Yay, Mikey.
One of the new co-hosts of the Quantum Leap podcast. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Mikey.
Keith Beard, Alejandro Angel. The omnipotent Willard. Thank you, Willard. He is our lifetime member.
Yes, lifetime member.
Adam and Stacy, the aforementioned Adam. Stacy Wilcox, Stacy is the host of the Corman Deep Dive. the Corman Deep Dive TV podcast, and we want to thank Adam and Stacy so
Yes,
much
thank
for
you
their
so much.
generosity. Another Lieutenant Commander, Scott Seligman, big giver,
Wow,
Scott.
generous
Ooh, I'm not
guy.
gonna,
Thank you.
yeah, I'm not gonna divulge what people have
I think
given,
he gets
but
a special commendation
I think
from us.
I think Scott's in the lead.
Commendation of Valor. What is it? He's got the Medal of Valor.
I don't know, one of those
performance.
little triangles that was on Kirk's dress uniform.
Yes,
You
he
can have
actually gets a
whichever one of
medal.
those you want, Scott. You can have
Yes,
whichever one of those
thank
you
you
want.
so much.
Thank you to Stephen Norder. Thank you to Sam
Ooh.
Fain, Sam from Fate's Wide Wheel.
Sam.
Another Quantum Leap podcast, although they're doing other stuff these days.
Nice.
Or Cadet Rick Tatro. Thank you, Rick. Rick is a good friend of the show. He's a good
Thank
friend
you.
of mine.
These are all people
he
who donated.
is one of the people who is on that Star Trek podcast. You should always listen to that Star Trek podcast when we don't have a new show. They're sure to have a new show.
And that episode's dropping soon. The one that they did to support the
yes,
Serenity Space Camp, right?
Thank you to
What did they do?
Scott Madison and Rick Tatro, and I believe Neek was on that show, and probably John Irons, the beautiful
John Irons.
They haven't dropped it yet, but they're working on it, so they'll be dropping their show in support of this endeavor, and I'm not really sure what they did.
They did the Royale.
The Royale.
There's some NASA connection there.
I'm pretty sure there were many Pulp Fiction jokes flying fast and furious.
Royale with
throughout
cheese.
that episode.
Yeah.
Yes. There's some loser named Faith O. the Heart who gave.
Oh,
and of
close
course,
personal friend of mine. He lives in Long Island. And he walks about 200 miles an hour.
He might be an Enterprise fan.
And he's got a little cute doggy named Penelope and a doggy named Crystal. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, he's anonymous.
The queen of our airwaves, our old friend, the one, the only, the irreplaceable, Allison Pregler.
Allison Pregler started us off.
She was the
Wow.
first
you,
to
Allison.
donate. Thank you so much, my friend Allison. So we love you, Allison.
Yes, you can see Allison in a few episodes here on Treksploration, and check her out on Movie Nights and Allison Pregler on YouTube.
Yeah, and just to give people an idea of where we are currently with this pledge drive, we're at $1,300 and change of a $1,500 goal. Like I said, it's for what we're talking about, a relatively modest goal, and everybody who has stepped up has brought us so close. We want to thank you from the bottom of our space shuttles. Hopefully we won't have what was it, a curtain failure?
Thermal curtain failure, yeah.
Oh,
okay. One every 4.9 million years.
Yes. Okay. So if you haven't gotten that reference, you need to go watch our shows that review the movie Space Camp from the 1980s, because it just seemed apropos, right? It's a
we did Space Camp.
We have two versions.
Space Camp After Dark, right?
After Dark. Ooh, what's that all about?
And ironically, that's not the one I took my shirt off on. What episode was that one?
Yes, we also did, in conjunction with the Quantum Leap After Show, a review of Diaper Monkey Itself, The Wrong Stuff, which is also a space-themed episode of Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Sam leaps into an astro chimp, and he's got to say Bobo the chimp.
Bobo.
From being crushed by helmet testing stuff.
Bonk on the head.
One of the funniest episodes of Quantum Leap, in my opinion. I love The Wrong Stuff.
So you got to see that if you're interested in my naked body. And
yes, because Albie cosplays as Sam as Bobo.
Yes, that was part of Serenity's fundraiser. She had a fundraiser meeting, and part of it is, what things did you do for your fundraiser? And she's like, well, my dad took his shirt off on the internet.
And she got promptly expelled from her school, and now we're raising money to get her tuition for a new school.
Different school, and Space Camp.
That will have her. She does not put Albie's name on the application because fool me once.
Yeah, I guess you're supposed to wear a shirt. I don't know. So what else? I guested on Dave and Stacy's DVD Deep Dive Corman DVD podcast, and we did the new Quantum Leap series episode, Atlantis. all about the Space Shuttle
Yeah, I
Alliance.
wish I could have joined you guys for that. I missed that one, but it would have been fun to talk about. It reminded me so much when we were watching Space Camp of the new the revival series
Mhm.
episode. It was number 2, right? I think it was the second
Yeah,
one that they aired with
yeah.
Ben in space. Ben in
So, first proper episode, not the
space.
pilot, but even though the pilot wasn't the pilot was aired at number 6 or
Right,
something.
right. The second pilot, it's kind of like where No Man Has Gone Before versus The Cage,
Exactly.
but we were actually watching the Man Trap.
The man trap.
That's yeah. Atlantis is the Man Trap.
Well, you gotta have your salt, right? You gotta have your salt. It's important.
Hey,
High blood
listen,
pressure.
vampires got to eat. All right.
Yep. And, we recorded something last night also, I think, and it's dropping tomorrow. What's that, Chris?
We did an episode of Fandom Entanglement, which is a Sliders podcast hosted by our good friends Damon Sugamelli and Mike Bloxham.
Soogie
So
Soogie
we
and
spoke
Mike.
about the Sliders episode, The Return of Maggie Beckett,
Yeah,
which
like
is a
509
season
or
5
something?
episode
9?
that features Kari War
Oh, yeah.
as an astronaut on what they call UFO world.
Yeah.
So she was on a mission to Mars in that episode.
And we
or her
actually had a
double
big
was,
shot
anyway.
from the Sliders community on that one. That was
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah. His
Matt.
name was Peter? Matt. That's right. His name Pat. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Matt. It's been a whirlwind. I've met so many new people in the course of doing all this stuff and reconnected with so many old friends.
Over a dozen shows and YouTubers and podcasts and put together just to support Serenity Space Camp. So wow, check out all
So
that
this is the
entertainment.
first. This is the first pure Treksploration endeavor that we've done in this, and I just want to take a step back. With this broader picture in mind, thank you to all of our Treksplorers, the fans
you.
of this show specifically, for us being on a little bit of a hiatus lately because we've been so busy producing all of this other content to help Serenity achieve one of her dreams, and quite frankly, to live vicariously through Serenity to achieve one of our dreams. Because boy, I would have loved to have gone to space camp as a little kid.
You're never too old to go to space camp. They do have an adult program and a family program. So,
Oh, well, do they take geriatric people?
I-
Because I'm heading that way.
we're getting there. Well, hopefully by the time we get there, they'll have zero G for real, and we can be in one of those upside down George McFly rigs while we're in space camp.
What was I watching? It was I think it was Garrett on the Voyager to the Journey documentary. He was in the Vomit Comet doing the zero G. Do they do that? Can you pay for that?
I'm sure you can. You can pay for anything.
But you can pretty much pay for anything. It's America, right? You can pretty much pay for anything.
Yeah, you need somebody done away with. It's whatever, Right. Okay. Roll for Tarako says, "I like that Albie comments in cosplay. Commits in cosplay.
He commits.
Oh, I do. Yes.
Oh my God!
Commit to the
it
bit,
was funny
right?
because, yeah, I guess we kind of ruined the bit because Albie kept his camera off for the entire time, and we were just like, "What's going?" And then he put it on. It was like the reveal. Everybody just gasped.
Yeah, I had to get that
I'm talking
on
about
film.
The diaper monkey.
So. I had to get that on film. Don't forget the gift shop expenses. Yes, Serenity will be needing gift shop stuff, I'm sure.
Oh my God. I have never seen two people spend more time in the gift shop at the Fire Island Lighthouse than I think that they were wondering if you were okay. People breeze in and out of there in 3 minutes.
Yeah,
you guys were at that lighthouse for 6 hours.
Yeah, I want Rennie to remember her trip to Fire Island. So I think she got the T-shirt and some kind of little figurine or something. Finally, we figured that out. She's got every shirt from everywhere or a book or something.
That's what I'm saying. So you guys are real gift shop junkies.
Yeah, so we're going to come
part of what you do.
Space camped out on the way back from Alabama, I'm sure.
Just do me a favor. Yeah. If they have space camp socks, pick me up a pair.
You got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get space camp socks. So 2 pair, one for you, one for Rennie.
All right. Pretty sweet.
Right. So Star Trek Voyager, season 6, episode 8. This is my birthday episode because my birthday's 6/8 and this is 6/8. How cool is that?
Wow. Wow, congratulations to the episode and to you for this synergy. Who would have thought that your birthday episode would help your daughter get to space camp?
It's just synchronicity. It's meant to happen. This first aired the 17th of November, 1999. Gonna party like it's 1999 tonight. Woo! Teleplay by Mike Wallaberger. Jessica Scott.
It looks like Wallager.
Jessica Scott and Brian Fuller and Michael Taylor. It's one of those teleplay by shots where they do over the turbo lift all the time with the 75
Yeah,
names.
because they need like a blank slate
Yeah,
for all the names,
all
otherwise
the
you won't be able
names.
to see them.
And the story
Yeah.
was by Mike Wallager too. Wonder if he's related to Mike Wallaberger, and Jessica Scott. So that's cool. And directed by EMH himself, the Doctor Robert
The
Picardo.
Doctor.
How cool is that?
Picardo. Why do I say that? Oh, because it's like Ricardo. It was like
Ricardo.
Chakotay saying Ricardo.
One small step.
So why did you pick this one for the space camp
It's got
episode
some
of
NASA-ish
Treksploration?
stuff in there, space exploration stuff, and not like warp speed. We're like in pajamas space stuff. It's more like legit gonna die in a tin can in space stuff.
But I like warp speed and pajamas.
I like both. I like both. Oh, that's true.
Somebody
6'8" is the new
isolate that.
6'7". 6'8".
Thank you, Ruffalo Taco.
Ruffalo Taco. Love him.
Mm.
All right, so that's what we're talking about tonight. But before we talk about that, Chris, do you want to give the synopsis?
Yeah, sure. I kind of wrote this on the fly. I saw this
Case-
episode about 2
In
weeks
case our
ago.
listeners haven't watched the episode in a while, I know I've watched it 5 times in the last week or so.
All right, so bear with me. It's a long one.
Getting from there to
From
here.
there to here, getting from here to there.
There.
So we open in the distant future year of 2032, when I'll be 62. So it's way, 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 way far in the future, and I don't want to hear anything more about
Way
it.
far.
But wait, this isn't the Delta Quadrant. We're witnessing the first manned mission to Mars. And who's that in command? It's that guy, Jackie Childs from Seinfeld, Martian Manhunter from Smallville, that
Totally.
tone-deaf cadet on the bridge of the Enterprise at the beginning of Search for Spock, who is completely oblivious to Kirk's dour mood. A hero's welcome, son? Is that what you want? It's Mr. Star Trek himself, Phil Morris, and more on that later. Phil has got a long Star Trek pedigree. In this appearance, though, he's playing Lieutenant John Kelly, who is the commander of the Ares 4 spacecraft orbiting Mars. It's one of the first manned missions to Mars. I hope that we get there in 2032. That'd be awesome.
That'd be nice.
And this mission is going swimmingly. It's all core samples and Martian sunsets. And hey, what's that screaming out of the void? It's a gravitational anomaly, and it's heading right for us. It looks like a giant space ravioli. No,
Oh,
really.
no.
That's exactly what it looks like, and it's coming for the Ares. The Ares and Kelly are swallowed up, never to be heard from again, until after the opening credits, because that's when we join the USS Voyager, deep in the heart of the Delta Quadrant. They're looking for coffee, nebulas, or something, but wait a minute, what's that off our starboard bow? It's a giant space ravioli. Niels calls up from the galley and says, actually, it's a space raviolo, because there's only one. Ravioli is plural, you mouth breathers. Mamma mia!
Oh.
He signs off in a huff, but Seven is unperturbed. She describes the phenomenon as, quote, a gravitational ellipse, a massive body of subspace energy that temporarily leaves subspace and travels through normal space for a time, end
So the
quote.
Nexus?
Anyway, that's what Wikipedia says.
Okay.
And further scans reveal a calm eye in the center of the anomaly, which contains many different types of spacecraft, including the Ares 4. The crew immediately begins geeking out. This space history stuff is totally their jam, especially Chakotay. They decide a closer look is in order. Janeway is all like, Seven, you should go join the away team. Seven's all like, I don't wanna. It's not a Borgy thing to do. We don't care about the dead past. We conquer the future. And Janeway is like, no, totally. You're going. This will help you reconnect with your humanity or something. And Seven is all like, fine, I'll go, but I won't like it. And she storms off to get into her away team catsuit. And before you can say Sunday dinner, Tom, Seven, and Chakotay are taking the Delta Flyer deep into the heart of the space raviolo.
Deep in the
Ares
heart of
4.
the space raviolo.
Well, woohoo! I wonder if there's a lobster in that there cheese. The Ares 4 awaits, derelict, but in surprisingly good shape. But of course, it couldn't end there, because then you wouldn't have a show. The anomaly is shifting course and is gearing up to return to subspace. The Delta Flyer is getting rocked by gravimetric waves, and Seven says, we need to hightail it out of here. Chakotay says, not so fast, bub. We need to explore the Ares more. He orders Tom to grab it with a tractor beam and tow it out. Seven says the Ares is too heavy, and they will never make it out in time to avoid more turbulence. Chakotay is like, hey, dude, relax, we got this. And the hampered flyer is walloped with more turbulence, knocking out all systems and gravely wounding Chakotay. Chakotay wakes up and the news isn't good. The flyer is adrift and they don't have the space parts to fix her. The anomaly, or spare parts either, space parts, spare parts either. The anomaly is due to return to subspace and it looks like it will be taking the Voyager personnel with it. Seven lays Chakotay out for his foolish obsession with the Ares. Look where it landed us, you dope. We interrupt this drama for some tech to tech. B'Elanna says there's a part on the Ares that can be converted and solve all their problems. Wow, isn't that convenient? They just have to grab it and go before the anomaly disappears. So Chakotay orders Seven to suit up and get over there. Once on the bridge of the Ares, she starts to broadcast Commander Kelly's log entries for everyone to hear. Kelly, knowing his impossible situation, still does his job cataloging the anomaly and embracing the spirit of exploration. Listening to his optimism in the face of death, Seven's cold Borg heart grew 3 times that day. Damn, my joke. 3 times that day, she looks wistfully at Kelly's desiccated corpse and lingers in getting the spare part just long enough to hear his final log entry. Back on the flyer, Tom effects repairs, and they zoom out of the Raviolo just as it returns to the great trattoria in the sky. The end.
Yay!
And that's
Thank you, Chris.
this
That was
time
great.
on One Small Step, Star Trek Voyager. One small step.
Wow, first impressions. My first impression is I really enjoyed this episode. It had some heart, some feels in it, and I always like the episodes that are different than the standard Star Trek episodes for some reason. Even though I love Star Trek, there's so many standard, something's on the view screen and oh no, and we got to figure it out. Well, this is kind of that, but in a different way because it's more about history and nostalgia, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So.
it's not Alien of the Week kind of deal.
Ooh, hey, we got somebody.
Hey, Nijip.
I'm going to say that's Stacy.
Stacy has so many aliases. We never know if it's Stacy. It's always Stacy. We are all Stacy here.
We are Stacy. Stacy. And I got to give it up to Phil Morris because he played Lieutenant John Kelly, which is the lesser known of the Kelly triplets. I think there's Mark Kelly, John Kelly, and what's the other one? Kelly?
DeForest?
No,
Kelly.
They're astronauts. Anyway, they were twins, but they're triplets. But this is one of them. Phil Morris did a great job because not once while watching this episode did I go, hey, that's the guy from Seinfeld.
I looked at him and was like, hey, that's that guy. Where did I know? I had to look him up because I know his face. And then it said that he was in Search for Spock, and I didn't even have to look at it. I said, oh my God, he's the one on the bridge in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's him. It's him. I did look it up just to confirm it when I was writing the rundown because I didn't want to be an idiot and have to, do a redaction after the fact, a correction. So that was definitely them.
Very
Donna
cool.
Marchese. Hi, Donna. How you doing?
Hello,
Says hello.
Donna.
Hello
Welcome.
there. Hello.
We are talking
How are you,
about
Donna?
Star Trek Voyager, Season 6, Episode 8, One Small Step. So, yeah, he's kind of an astronaut, right? And he's on Mars. So that's kind of spacey, right?
Yeah, I think that's great. And obviously, I think he's part of like the International Space Agency here, which is affiliated
not quite
with NASA.
Not quite.
So, but it's associated with NASA.
Yeah, it's when we upgrade a little bit and stop being more tribal.
That's why that Star Trek podcast did the Royale, because they beam up the NASA thingy with the 52 flag, the 52 star flag.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are we ever going to get those extra 2 stars? I don't know. We might not make it.
I haven't changed anything. You must have a setting change that is showing you at names instead of full display names. Our Riverside really was a little wonky when we logged on today. We had to give camera permissions all over again. We had to give mic permissions all over again.
Damon said his was being wonky tonight too. Yeah.
See, so it's Riverside. Riverside is
constantly evolving.
Not going gently into that good night.
No.
It's no.
Speaking of, my goodness, John Kelly, right?
John Kelly.
Yeah.
6'7", John Kelly.
So they must have filmed it out of order. That was the first thing I thought about when I thought about it critically and not the story-wise. Because he starts off with a pretty good beard at the end. So they probably had to do the beard stuff and then go down to the scruff stuff and then the clean shaven stuff. So like in reverse.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. Right, right. That makes sense. I didn't even consider that because you're so in the story.
Yeah,
I don't think like I try not to think like a producer when I'm watching because I want to focus on the episode.
same.
But
It was like the third or fourth
I
time when I started thinking about things.
all right, and I usually watch them once, so and then I
You're good
wait for
like
you
that.
to tell me all the good stuff, you know.
You're good like that.
So
What did you think of this story? I like the callbacks to Next Gen when they were talking about the baseball games. Is that what they were talking about?
yeah, yeah, they were talking. I think it was the London Kings, I believe,
Yeah,
and
that
to me
record
that's
that
a
Data
callback to
talks
Next
about
Gen.
in The Big Goodbye, was it?
And Cisco is a fan of the Kings, I believe.
Yeah,
So this is
because I think in the paper in The Big Goodbye, Data reads about Joe DiMaggio.
yes, but I don't think it was the Kings then, right? Because Big Goodbye was set in the
Right,
30s
right. But then Data
or the
mentions his
50s.
record stands until the London Kings breaks it in whenever, I guess
Ah,
2032. So then we had him listening to the baseball game or finding out about the baseball game as it happened ish.
I see.
Of course, because there's like what, and maybe an hour of delay between Mars and here, at least now.
Could be, could
But
be.
so it was like a touch point in time that they went back to make it. So I just like that because it made it more connecty to other Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I mean, they knew their stuff in that sense, and I think they gave it a sense of not only realism for us. I mean, it's almost like a harbinger of the field that they were going for in Enterprise, where
Mm.
it's Star Trek, and they make it recognizably Star Trek because they're putting in those little Easter eggs that we as fans will know, but it's more grounded in a space program and it's the space aesthetic that is more akin to what we have in our time. So I like that. I like the look of the Aries, and you know me, I'm not a Voyager fan, not yet, because I haven't watched almost any
You
of
only
Voyager.
like
So
the
this
ones you
is
watch.
yeah, and this is the well, this is the I mean, we did do the caretaker episode,
That's
didn't
true.
we? So you already know that's a lie. Um, this one was okay. I really I had a nice time watching this one. I had some things with it. I have to thank the great Robert Beltran. He was on Dom and Dominic Keating's and Connor Trinneer's show, The Decon Chamber.
Decon Chamber. I don't haven't watched that one
Decon,
yet. Was that recent?
yeah, yeah. It was just like a few weeks ago,
Okay, I got to watch that one.
and he turned me on to something. Now you have to tell me. So, my first impressions of this were for a Voyager episode, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I cracked up because I had watched the episode, then I listened to the interview with Beltran, and they were talking about how he got the reputation for being difficult, for not quote not liking Voyager and not really being a team player on the show. And he said that's not really true, but you know, he said once he brought something up and that's how he got the reputation. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. But he said that, you know, he did admit that he thought once Jerry and Michael left, that the writing on the show had gone downhill. And they said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, after that, everybody, but not everybody. I was, hi, Linda. Linda writes,
Linda's
Stacy's
here.
mom has got it going on.
Totally.
So, but he said that every episode after they left was Janeway tells Seven to do something. Seven says, I don't want to do that something. Janeway says, well, you should do that something. And Seven says, no. And Janeway says, go do it. And that was this exact episode.
Yes.
I mean, because in the beginning, and I was like, holy crap, is this what I have to look forward to? Is he right? Is every episode going to be? So I have questions about that. I have questions about Seven. I have questions about like dynamics in Voyager that I can look forward to as we explore the Voyager verse. For me, for the first time.
There's a lot of that, but I'm okay with it because it's one of those things where you don't want her to go, but you like watching her walk away. So she's always going on a mission somewhere, and we follow 709 very often.
Well, I mean, she was
She's a great
the
character,
eye
though. She's
candy.
a fan favorite for a reason, not just for like eye candy, but just a great character in general. It's the whole Spock Data thing where it's like someone trying to understand humanity from coming at it from a different perspective, you know?
No, I get it. I get it. I guess the question I have though, does the show lean too heavily on the fact like her her Borg alienation? Because if indeed this is an indication of the dynamic between Seven and Janeway, it did not seem like a very interesting place to explore these characters because you have Jerry Ryan, who I've seen act as Seven amazingly,
Yeah.
just giving like this, and I'm sure this is just the way she was directed to do it, even
Hmm.
though she's created this character and abused the character with whatever she can. Just give this very robotic, no, 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 I won't do it, no, or like just that, like that whole like I don't understand humanity kind of shtick. And it's like, really, you're kind of human. Wouldn't it be more interesting to explore you connecting to your humanity in an arc as the series goes on? Or is this just going to be the default position for conflict on the show so that we can have an episode? And according to what Beltran has said, the answer to that is yes. And that makes me sad.
Well, I think it's more from my perspective watching it. I think it's more of we just watch her learn her humanity little by little, step by step, incrementally, because she starts off not understanding nostalgia or having affinity for the past or even thinking it's important at all to actually going through those final moments on video with John Kelly and then really sympathizing with who he was and understanding that wow, this person meant something and it's not just a name in a book somewhere. And then that made her really care about him and care about the whole thing. And then you getting the data that he collected because she realized what a sacrifice he made. And then at the
Mhm.
end, when he says or she says, "What, Yankees in 5 or something?"
Yeah, I think that was a baseball reference.
Yeah, because he died not knowing how the World Series turned out.
Mhm.
So
Right,
she
right, and
she told her
of course,
story.
the Yankees won because of the Yankees, you know,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well,
Bronx boy here,
did
Bronx
you
boy here.
pop it all for the World Series thing? Because you live in that World Series area where they always have that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, anytime I've always, when sports are involved, I hated watching sports growing up, and they were always on the TV. But the one that I never minded, I guess, because I played it a lot in the street, well, wiffle ball anyway, was baseball because I knew the rules. I never followed it in that sense, but as I've gotten older, I've just found great comfort in finding a game and putting it on and watching it. Maybe it's because I do so much stuff at work. Maybe it's because I just need to turn my brain off, but there's just something very soothing and fun about it. And I've even gone to a couple of games over the last couple of years at Yankee Stadium, and I've had such a great time. So you live long enough, you say, "What? Who's this guy? What has he done with Chris?" But
That's
so,
funny.
yeah, so when anytime Star Trek mentions baseball, I mean, I have my Niners hat for a reason. I kind of geek out over it because it's just like a little thing that connects me to my childhood. And it's something like much like my fandom ever since meeting you, like re-embracing my fandoms from childhood. I let my Quantum Leap fandom lapse for the longest time
Mm.
until I heard your show. And
Yay!
I feel like everything old is new again, but maybe I'm just becoming old and nostalgic. I mean, I'm reading Lord of the Rings again for the first
That's
time in
great.
20
How far
years.
are you? Are
So,
you where the trees are walking yet?
Gandalf just died, and they spilled
Ah,
out of Moria
spoilers.
into the Dimworld Dale, and they have to get to Lothlorien. So,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
All over my head.
Gandalf's not really
Just
dead,
think if I hadn't made that podcast, you would have never went to Ellis Island,
right?
right?
Actually,
So,
sure.
things. Things.
Is that what you want to think?
I wanna think that. Just think. Just think.
I
You
never
won't.
would have went to this. I'll tell you what, I never would have known where Wicked was playing.
You
I
never would have
thought of
went to
you.
Back to the Future the musical 3 times.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I
so
never would have met Scott Bakula 5 times.
cost
So,
benefit. It's still not as beneficial as the cost that the impact of meeting me has been.
yes, well, no, are you kidding? There's been no cost involved. The only cost that we need to be so Linda, I'll answer that question in a second. She said, "Did you see the baseball stickers on the Star Trek wine box?" Question mark. I'll answer that question in a second. The only cost that we need to be concerned with currently is the cost of sending a young girl to space camp. That
Yay!
girl's name is Serenity Burge, and you can help her fulfill her dream of going to space camp. That's GoFundMe.com/Serenity Space Camp. Go there, give what you can. We are so close to meeting our goal, and we want to not just meet the goal, but exceed it so that we have all the travel expenses, all of the food expenses, every little thing covered so that father and daughter can have a wonderful trip. And we want to thank
Yes.
everybody who has given so far. Again, that's
Yes.
GoFundMe.com/Serenity Space Camp. Hey, you know what? This is the first live show that I think we've done since you've launched the GoFundMe.
Yeah, I
And
was
we're
just
so
thinking
close to meeting the goal. Wouldn't it be amazing if somebody watching us live right now
it would be.
would put us over the top? And Linda, now that you're on, I don't know if you heard us live earlier. You'll see it on the replay, but we did cop to the fact that you have donated. Albie and I really
Yeah, we really
appreciate that.
appreciate that.
Serenity appreciates it, and thank you so much, Linda.
Yes.
It's not gone unnoticed, and we love you. We
Yes.
love you, Linda. I
Great.
mean, look
Our
at this
crew is the
beautiful
best.
artwork behind me. Come
We
on.
have the best crew.
So,
So if anybody
So-
else donates while we're live, we'll announce it as well, right?
we'll announce it live.
Yeah,
on the
any
show
amount.
live.
Any amount helps.
Any amount.
Because we're
$1.
live.
$1.
$1. $1.
You can do
Half of a
$1.
Totino's party pizza. $1.
$1. So Linda asked if I saw the baseball stickers
Yeah,
on the
did you?
Star Trek Advent 1 box. I wish I could say yes, but number one, I forgot to order the Advent calendar. I'm sorry, Linda. I know I said I would do it, and then you know me. I'm flighty. And it's probably for the best because I've been seriously curtailing my alcohol consumption for the last few weeks, and I think an Advent wine calendar maybe would have derailed that a little bit. So
That'd be fun.
yeah, they would be fun, and I really want to do it next year. So stick around, Linda. We'll all be here next year.
The
And
good part.
it just seems like such a neat idea. I love wine, so how can you go wrong?
Do they have? If they have a non-alcoholic version, hook me up. The cool thing about being, I guess, over 50, let's just say 50 or above, is Christmas comes 3 times a year now because time goes by so quickly. So in like 3 months, you'll order it and you'll have it again.
I guess, yeah. And I'll always have the baseball stickers. So, Linda, yeah, send us pics. Look
Yes,
at the timing of
please.
Listen, Linda. I
want
mentioned
yes.
baseball
Oh,
stickers,
listen,
and
Linda,
it
send me
pops up.
pics.
I'll send you
Send me
pics.
pics.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, let's send yeah, show us the pics. I
Oh,
guess
she
maybe
did
they're
send us
London
a
King
picture.
stickers,
she
or
did send us a picture of her with William Shatner. I'll have to
oh,
put that on
yeah,
the
she's
replay
got
there.
I honestly, we
In the
have
credits.
to, Linda, we're going to do a special with you. You're going to tell us all
Yes,
about what
we
that
need to know
trip
about the
was.
wine.
Yeah, we need to
We
know
could, we
about
could do an
just
hour
the
on wine
wine.
easily.
Yeah, we need to do an hour on wine and your visit with Shatner.
The
So,
Linda Wine Hour. I like that. Yeah,
the
but so I
Linda
got to
Wine
update the credits.
Shatner extravaganza.
I got to update the credits because Christian got a promotion and we got a new photo
Oh.
from Linda, so it's perfect.
That's perfect. So baseball stickers in Advent wine boxes, and I think that I would really love to see if there's some kind of futuristic Yankees logo that's probably not, because you could get sued for things like that.
Probably.
For IP infringement. I don't know.
Oh, speaking of, update us. If your address had changed in the past year and you're part of our crew, let us know your new address. If not, it's going to your old address, so it might have a yellow sticker and you get it in February.
There you go.
There you go.
The dreaded February yellow sticker.
You mentioned Robert Beltran in this episode, and for me, Chakotay is a severely underused character in the show. I thought he was a great actor, thought he was handsome, loved his voice, loved everything about him, but the writers just didn't know what to do with him. And watching this episode, probably third or fourth time, Chakotay felt out of place for me in this episode. I feel like the part that he played in the episode was originally written for Tom Paris, because it was such a Tom Paris type story arc, the mini episode arc that Tom Paris goes through so many times. And they probably in the room, this is my thought, just a guess, they just said, do we have Tom Paris do this again? And, they're like, there's probably one guy always fighting for Chakotay going, hey, Chakotay, why don't we put him in
Robert's difficult. Let's not work with Robert. He's difficult.
He did mention something one time.
Give him 4 lines on the bridge.
All
And
right, we got
Donna
a smiley
Marchese gives
face.
us a smiley face. Thank you,
All
Donna,
right.
for smiling.
Um,
When you smile, the whole
when you're
world
smiling.
smiles with you.
So,
I
and they
said
even
that. I
kind of
sang that in
called
a
it
way
out.
that we wouldn't get flagged.
And they even called it out a little bit, because I think doesn't Tom Paris said, "So I'm not the only Mars nerd," or something. Because
Oh yeah, I'm
yeah,
not sure. I don't
and
recall.
the part that Robert Beltran played in this the Chakotay story could have been interchanged for pretty much any character, I think.
Yeah, you know why? Because I on most kinds of like stories, you wouldn't want that to be true because then what's the point if you're
Hmm.
not doing something that's extremely character centered? But I have a feeling that every single person on the Voyager would be gaga over this discovery because it harkens back to such a like a seminal step in manned space flight.
Yeah.
It really is standing on the shoulders of giants.
Hmm.
So to them, Phil Morris has to be John Kelly rather, played by
John
Phil
Kelly.
Morris, has to be
Mm.
a legend, and you get to all of a sudden discover what happened. It's almost like somebody finding Amelia Earhart. That will never happen though, right? So
I was thinking the
uh,
same thing, the Amelia Earhart of the space thing. Yeah.
yeah, and getting to know like his final thoughts and like filling in that gap in history, it's got to be a thrill for them. I felt a little thrill about that because
Yeah.
it's just like it's the kind of thing like you would hope, especially for someone that's like selfless and brave and, and
Hmm.
and a hero by all accounts, just meeting this ignominious end to have this closure, to have even more um recognition and accolades in the history books. So I really geeked out along with the crew on that, and that's probably my favorite part of the episode, due in no small part to Phil Morris, who
He was great.
he was great, and he's great in everything, but I didn't realize, like, the Star Trek pedigree he has. Do
Yeah.
you
What
know
else
that
was he in? Star Trek 3, you
he
said?
goes
Yep.
back yeah, Star Trek 3, he's done, I think, guest shots in Voyager, I think guest shots in TNG,
Oh.
and guest shots in the original series. He was one of the kids on the Miri planet, bonk bonk on the head, as we
No.
like yes, he was one of the Miri
Wow.
kids. I mean, he had to
Dude,
be maybe 6 or 7 years old, but
we have to
he's
talk
one
to
of the
this
kids
man.
running around. Yeah,
Yeah. I recognize him in the Monster Maroon. He was a
yeah.
Klingon. He played Thopok in Looking
I
for
think that's,
Parmak in All the Wrong Places. That's a great episode.
I think that's pronounced Klingon?
Klingon.
Klingot? What's
he
a
was he
Klingot?
was he was a Jem'Hadar in
Hmm,
Rocks and Shoals. Of course, he was John
that's
Kelly.
a good episode, Rocks and Schultz, holy crap.
Yeah, well, and Looking for Parmak in All the Wrong Places. For some reason, I remember having that on audio CD.
Parmak was that was a DS9 episode as well, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Looking for Parmak?
DS9.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
So
that's
much
the
fun,
one where
DS9.
the Klingon lady is hot for Quark or something. My memory serves.
She wants him to balance the books of her house so that she can beat the Durhauses, because apparently the only thing you need to do to get by in the Empire is to outsmart the Durhauses. I think. I don't know. They
Maybe.
always come up. They even came up in freaking Enterprise, the freaking Durhauses.
Yeah, this
So,
episode had, for me, it was like future nostalgia. Like I really felt like this was a real part in history because my mind's in the 24th century when I'm watching this. So I was like feeling like looking back to the past of 2032, and I had a couple fleeting thoughts like, are we going to celebrate in 2032 when this happens, or what?
well, if I know you, you're gonna like do a theme party. You like to have
Probably,
anniversaries and
yeah, especially
commemorations
for
and
things that didn't really happen.
yes, I mean,
Serenity and I,
only for things that didn't really happen.
mostly, we celebrate Ancestors Eve every year. We do the things.
What's
So,
Ancestors Eve? Is that another
oh,
Voyager
that was
reference?
from 1159. Did we cover 1159? Not sure. Yeah, I
Oh,
think we
that's
did.
right. Yeah, yeah, we did. We
Yeah,
did a show all about 1159. I forgot
yeah.
all about it.
So we celebrate that every year. The past couple years, we've taken my mother out to dinner, and we just have her tell us old stories. that like we
Oh,
haven't
that's
heard yet
awesome.
of like the history of the family and things we don't know about. And we find out so much. It's a cool holiday.
Why why you gotta make me seem like an asshole for making fun of you now? Because that's just an amazing thing. And
Yeah.
now oh, now I'm the jerk. Thanks,
You
Albie.
take the matriarch or patriarch who's ever surviving longest in the family, and you just ask them to tell you things. And they're like, "Yeah, my sister," and then a weird name. I never heard of this person. Oh yeah, they died because there was no penicillin back then. So it's like
Yeah,
what, and then
weird
all
stuff.
this stuff, and you find out all this history about your family that you would never know unless you had downloaded a Ferengi database.
I told you about the, what I got to call the Bronx Death Tour a few years ago, before my uncle passed, my father's oldest brother. I guess he was the patriarch of the family, if you're
Yeah.
gonna put it in those terms. Um, he just started to want to go back to the Bronx at least once a year, every year,
Wow.
and we would drive around, Grand Concourse and all throughout the whole Bronx, and, always wind up on Arthur Avenue for lunch and all that because they lived everywhere. Because when my dad was growing up, I guess they didn't have much money, and
Mm,
like literally, his mom passed when he was very young, so it was
mm.
just like his two brothers, so the three brothers and the father, and he would like rouse them out of bed to get them out of the apartment in the middle of the night because the rent was due and they didn't have the rent. Yeah, I might be speaking out of school, and Dad, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, but I hope I'm not
Times is hard.
embarrassing
They
you
it's they're getting there again.
with dirty foot. But anyway, so we're driving around, and my dad is like, "Oh yeah, we lived here, and then we lived here," and my uncle's like pointing, "Oh yeah, Mikey was born right there in that building, in the bedroom," and it's just like this is crazy. So I understand the appeal because it was so much fun, and I always loved my uncle. Since I was a little kid, because he was just to me so interesting, and he always had different stories about the family, and to me it's almost like I have like this mindscape of all of these old Italians who I'll never meet, but they've informed so much of who we all are,
Yeah.
and it's just like wow, it's so neat to hear my cousin, who I go to the opera with all the time, 10 years older than me, saying like when he was a kid, like 10 years old himself, remembering being at like a backyard barbecue at his house, and my dad coming in his Navy uniform and his whites. That's how, that's
Wow.
because there was 10 years between my uncle and my dad. My uncle was the oldest, my dad was the baby. So just like, oh, these people existed as people before I was around,
It's
and they
weird,
had
right?
actual lives. And yeah, so I get that Ancestors Eve thing is actually really freaking neat.
Yeah, I forget the exact date, but we have it on the calendar, so we know a couple days ahead of time. So yeah, it's a good excuse to take somebody to dinner and just ask them about their stories because they're
Mm.
important.
Yeah, it's funny because now, Laura's gotten very close. Dr. Laura, I'm sorry, Dr. Laura
Doctor Laura, she earned that.
has gotten very close to my mom. So she keeps asking me, oh, about stuff with my mom's family. And I'm just like,
Mm,
I don't know. You got to ask my mom. You seem to be much more interested in this than I ever have. I was always much more interested in my dad's side of the family. I don't
mhm,
know why. I guess you know why? Because on my mom's side, we had a lot of cousins. And on my dad's side, we had very few.
mm,
So we did a lot of stuff with my dad's family, but it was more like just like dinners and things. We
mhm.
would always like go visit my cousins and have like a ball, like day long baseball games and, just exploring, going through the woods and all kids stuff.
Yeah, Stranger
And
Things stuff. We did that kind of stuff.
yeah, but I felt like I was much more connected to that side of the family, so I didn't have to explore it because I lived it.
Right.
Whereas with my dad's side of the family, it was always about these people over here, and everybody was older, and it was much more of a mysterious history.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? I don't
it
know if that
does.
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I think it happens like that. You usually connect with one side of the family more for some reason. Yeah, yeah, my mom's almost 90. She had me very late in life,
Wow.
and like
God bless.
it's amazing to hear the old stories of like things that there was no way I would find out other than her. And I still find out new things when she's 90 and I've known her all my life. And like there's so many things she's never told me. So
It's amazing, right? You just got to think to ask.
yeah.
You have to be a little bit more attentive. Well, anyway, this is always my problem. I have to crawl out of my own ass
Mm.
and actually pay attention to others and to what they have to offer.
Yeah.
And
So Ancestors Eve. I
yeah,
think everybody should
yeah.
celebrate it. You know,
So,
one day finding out about your history for a year, every year, something.
right? You could find out about the Lieutenant John Kellys in your family.
John Kelly, yeah. So this was the second thing that they talked about Mars and history to astronauts. I think the first one was 1159, which we talked about. So that might be a thing. Do you think we're going to get to Mars by 2032? I don't think the way it's going, we will.
No, not unless something radical happens. And
Not
by
unless China
radical, I
announces
think,
they're going to Mars.
yeah,
Then we'll go to Mars.
like I think that humanity might get to Mars. I don't know if the U.S. is going to
No.
be instrumental in that effort. Let's put it that way. I don't really have
Yeah.
a lot of faith
Yeah, humanity getting to
in.
Mars. That would be cool. Probably not in my
Yeah,
lifetime. I'm thinking maybe in Serenity's lifetime that'd be cool.
yeah. I mean, you know what Arthur C. Clarke said: "Live to 2000, live forever." So
Yeah.
I'm going to say live to 2063. Was it? And
32, I think. It's coming up for real.
in United States, October 19th, 2032. Yeah, October
Yeah.
19th, 20. So live to
It's not as far
2032,
away as
live
we
forever.
think, right?
Right? They got CRISPR now. We could
Oh yeah.
maybe have AI, so we can upload our consciousness into
I'm all up for taking
simulacra.
every mNRA thing they can give me to fix everything I have and live forever. I'm up
Yeah,
for it.
I'm with you on that,
I will
brother. I don't
take
want to
all
miss
the
a thing.
injections. Just give them to me, please.
I used to be a night owl because I had FOMO, and there was nothing
Yeah.
going on. I have
Same.
so much FOMO. I don't want to die.
Exactly. So maybe we'll make it, and then the date after that, I think, because we've already been through the Bell riots, which were kind of disappointing. I thought it would be something more. But then we have the first contact day, right? And that's coming up. I think I'll be like 79 when that happens, something like that.
And you're forgetting we also lived through the eugenics wars.
Oh yeah. Well, those are kind of on the down
Yeah.
low. World War III
So
is on the down low.
yeah, apparently, according to Greg Cox. Anyway,
So
I
people wanted to go over there to John Kelly's ship. What was it called?
the Ares 4.
The Ares 4. But the only person I really got to go besides Chakotay, but he got blowed up, was 7 of 9, which didn't want to go.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we get do we get 2-7 heavy
Never.
once Sherry gets on? I know they just stop being prurients and just tell me like
No, for many reasons. I just I love her character, and I love of course gorgeous, but even like her stuff with the doctor and just her stuff. I love a 7 episode. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of for me. It's like a Spock episode or a Data episode. Just give it to me. I don't care if it's 3 to 5 ratio. Don't care.
yeah. And here's I guess maybe this is kind of where I'm bumping up against because number one, I don't know the characters that well in this
Right.
show, and this was mainly it was basically like a threer. You had Chakotay, you had 7, you had Tom, and
Yeah.
Tom wasn't even so. It was mainly a Chakotay 7
Yeah. Tom
show.
Paris wasn't doing that much because I think
So there's
originally he had the Chakotay part, which would have
so
made more
it's their
sense.
version of like a Shuttle Pod 1, right?
Yeah, kind of a little
And
bit.
and I like Trek these days when it's much more of an ensemble effort. And I
Okay.
guess maybe DS9 cemented that. I mean, Next Gen to a large extent as well, but they're the ones that started the trend of focusing on 1 or 2 characters per episode. And that's when the show really took off, as everybody knows. I know I'm not saying anything that any Trek fan doesn't know.
Mhm.
So I understand why they would do that. But I feel like with Voyager, the danger might be that focus is going to be on 7 almost exclusively to the detriment of the ensemble feel of the show and the cohesion that you feel like watching a DS9.
I want to say it's like 1 out of 4
So,
episodes is a 7 episode, but she is prominent
see,
in
I feel
almost
like
every
it's pretty
episode.
heavy. You know, imagine if like 1 out of 4 episodes was a Deanna episode. You'd be like,
Yeah.
enough with Deanna already. And I like
Well,
Deanna. I think she's a
yeah,
great character.
it's great.
So,
Yeah.
but anywho, I don't know why I'm picking on Deanna. I'm sorry, Marina. It should have been 1 in 3 episodes should have been about you, Marina. You're more than a sexy lamp.
Yes, much more. I like this one probably just because of the space of it all, which is weird because every Star Trek episode is in space and takes place in space, but it doesn't have the astronaut feel, because in Starfleet they're not called astronauts. It's not space. It is kind of space, but they don't think of it as space. Like we don't think of maybe I don't know what analogy would be, but we don't think of the highway as a highway because we grew up with a highway, so it's just another place of getting somewhere. But previous generations didn't have that, and they had to crank up the car and go all through the back roads and over the dirt roads and stuff. So to them, the highway is an amazing development of human engineering that you can get from here to there in no time. But that's, I think, the way we see space, because space is so, it's not conquered yet. But in the 24th century, it seems like it's just commonplace, so it's no big deal. So with this John Kelly thing, it was more like space.
So I guess that's good. I mean, one of the issues I have with 90s
Okay, yeah,
Trek
you
is
had
just
questions
the
and issues,
complacency
right?
and the human-centered stuff of it all. Well, my main questions were really about what to expect from Voyager, and I guess that's an unfair question because we have 7 seasons that we have to go through that I will discover as we go. A little bit more haphazardly, it turns out, than we originally were planning, but still, it's going to be a journey for me, and I feel like what's hanging me up in here is seeing stuff that wasn't bad, but I hope it's not indicative of, like, the norm of the show. I hope the show isn't just this, and hearing Beltran on that podcast kind of made me leery that it might be. So, I'll reserve judgment.
He
I
he
just
was an
have healthy dose of trepidation.
he was such an underused character. They should have had like an episode in season 6 where they realized he was supposed to die in the caretaker thing, but for some reason he didn't. So that's why his whole storyline the whole time was just irrelevant. Maybe, I don't know, but
I don't know,
I
so
feel
they
bad because they could have done so much with him.
let's who are the most underutilized characters in each series?
Well, definitely Chakotay in Voyager, Deep Space
Chakotay.
Nine. No, that everybody was used, I think, perfectly.
Everybody
It
got
was so
they
well
got
written.
used so much, yeah.
They didn't forget about anybody,
Maybe
and they kept adding people, and they gave them time and stories.
yeah, I'm trying to there is no one that got
Next
slighted
gen,
on
no,
DS9.
next gen it was Deanna probably,
More
maybe
than likely.
Beverly
Even
after
Beverly
that.
had a lot to do. Yeah, but Beverly had a lot of good stuff. I
She
mean,
had
Deanna
Sub
always had a
Rosa.
couple episodes.
Yeah.
And of course, Travis.
Oh yeah, Mayweather. I mean,
Completely
that was
neglected.
another Chakotay. So much
And
potential.
to a little bit of a lesser extent, Hoshi. I mean, Hoshi
Mm.
did have a number of her own episodes,
Hoshi got to do
but
a Die Hard. Chakotay
that's
didn't even
true.
get to do a Die Hard.
So, and of course, anybody that wasn't Kirk Spock McCoy in the original series
Yeah,
was underutilized. But
yeah, that might be a good show. Just all the people that were underutilized previously. I'll watch that. If they put
yeah,
them all together, then somebody has to do something, right? They can't just go,
right.
I don't know. We don't do
You
the
know what I'm
stuff.
watching, Albie?
What?
I'm watching the tally here on GoFundMe.com
Did it go
slash
up?
Serenity Space Camp. Hasn't yet. I just keep refreshing it every once in a while, and just seeing on the edge of my seat to see who or if anybody will contribute while we're live. It's the first time we're live
Live.
during this
The
fundraiser
last
to
donation
send
was Cadet
Serenity
Litzen
to Space
Linda.
Camp.
Thank you,
Yes,
Cadet
thank you,
Litzen Linda.
Linda. So we are raising money to send Serenity Burge to Space Camp, and we're so close to the goal to get the tuition in,
Yep.
and we are now hoping to get above the goal to support Albie so that he can get there and do the travel and the
Gonna
accommodations
drive.
and the
Gonna
food and the gas,
it's gonna
food, gas,
take
and lodging. That's what we really need.
Yep. It's gonna take 2 days to drive because it's a 12-hour drive. But with me driving, I stop every time I see something interesting, and I don't have a huge bladder. You know that, walking around New York City with me, Chris. So we stop often. So we're gonna make
Jesus
it.
Christ, man, get a catheter.
I
It's
should have
such a pain in the ass.
next time, but
Every
now
two
that I know
feet,
there's
it's
no
like,
bathrooms
is
in
there a
in there.
bathroom? Is there a bathroom? Here's the most hotel lobbies have
In
have
Florida,
a
there's a
bathroom.
bathroom about 5 minutes between. Yeah, more
Linda
Barkley.
writes more
Yeah,
Barkley. I love she
yeah.
spells Barkley Bark like a dog.
They did. I would guess there's about 7 good Barkley centric episodes. Between Voyager and Next Gen. I would watch those in a
They're
run.
always about Barkley being neurotic.
Yeah,
It's just
but he's
like,
our
and
window into the world because most sci-fi nerds have something, that prevents us from joining the rest of the world.
yes, I frequently see subspace creatures when I'm beaming too.
Yeah, and I turn
Did.
into Spider every once in a
I
while.
mean, exactly. Who hasn't that happened to?
Exactly. And if I had a holodeck, man, you would not get me out. Period.
I can barely get you out of your Oculus.
Exactly. Exactly. Could you imagine? Oh my God. I am the goddess
I
of
don't
empathy.
want to.
Yes, you are. You're the goddess of empathy.
Uh,
One thing that's you won't see in a lot of episodes is
oh, I forgot.
yeah,
GoFundMe.com/Serenity Space Camp.
thank you.
GoFundMe.com
And we will read your
slash Serenity Space Camp.
donations live. And there's
Okay,
always
one thing
what?
that we didn't do. So I just interrupted your train of
Okay,
thought.
no problem. I like it.
Yeah. So what did you said? One thing that
Oh,
we
the
that
one
we
thing
don't
you won't
often
see often in Voyager episodes with 7 of 9 is Chakotay gives her permission to speak freely. I guess that doesn't happen often because she's usually pretty reserved, but she just let loose on Chakotay once she said that. And I've never seen her that angry before or like wanting to just hurt somebody straight up.
Could it be because the Borg are about self-preservation and propagation, and he put her into a Kobayashi Maru scenario?
Totally.
That's the way I looked at it because that's the other thing. Like I said, you tell me it's incremental steps, and
Yeah,
I
it
feel
really
like
is.
it might start to strain credulity after a while that she doesn't seem to learn her lesson or the lessons that are offered to her
Well,
in
eventually
a
she does.
way that is satisfying.
Because
I don't know.
Captain Seven is pretty well together.
Oh, yeah, now in
by
the
then.
Picard era, yeah, of
Yeah.
course, but even by the finale of Voyager, which I think I've seen a couple of times,
Yeah.
the whole Janeway with the white hair and Janeway with the Borg Queen and all that stuff.
Cougar Janeway.
7 is still pretty much 7 in that.
Yeah,
So
I think most of her development. Well, we see the incremental development, and I think she softens over the few seasons we have her. What is it, 3?
don't she and Chakotay, it's after 11, right? It's almost
Yeah.
midnight, so I can say, don't Chakotay start boning?
You'll have to watch the episodes. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Ah, okay.
But maybe if you watch our music video 7 of Mine, it'll give you a little hint. I put some of that in there. A little bit of 7 with Chakotay.
Little.
But she does evolve and she becomes a full character, and like by Picard, she is basically human. I don't feel any Borg left. I think she's figured it all out. I think she's Annika, but of course she identifies as 7, so that's the thing. But she's definitely.
I tell you,
human.
and I'll tell you one thing. My friend Neek really cued me into this because one of my biggest gripes about 7, not really knowing the show, not really knowing the character, but saying, why do they keep calling her 7? When she rescues the Borg kids, she calls them Icheb and Sally and Arturo or whatever their names are.
Yeah. Remy.
But she's always 7. And my friend Neek, who loves 7 of 9, she loves Voyager, she loves 7, she thinks 7 is the great character like you do.
Same.
But she said, you have to realize she has been 7 for far longer than she has ever been Annika. I mean, she was what, 8 years old when she was assimilated?
Yeah.
At the point when they rescue her, she's supposed to be what, like 23, 24? I don't know. She's supposed to be pretty young.
Perfect 10.
Yeah. So you know what? That all of a sudden like hit me between the eyes, like, wow, you're an idiot, Chris. Yeah, of course it makes sense. She barely remembers this person, Annika.
And I think part of her survival is to try to not think about herself before she was assimilated, because it's like some kind of coping mechanism to just compartmentalize that in her brain. Because she does have a lot of trauma from that, and we find that out from a few different episodes.
I believe she's compartmentalizing that in her cortical nodes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, not her brains.
Nodes.
She doesn't have brains.
What was that episode? It was, The Raven, I think. That was a good one that explores her assimilation.
Was she on a Pallid Busted Palace?
Her mom and dad are scientists, and they're like doing experiments
above my
on the
chamber
Borg.
door.
Yeah,
it went
exactly.
right over your head.
There's a lot of Edgar Allan Poe in that episode, actually, if you watch it. But it's a pretty good episode. If you haven't seen The Raven, check it out.
Okay, maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
Maybe
you can't make me do it.
But yeah, I think that's why she goes by 7. But I think it's whatever, because I go by Albie. people use my real name, and I'm like, that's weird because I don't think of me as
Mm,
that person. I just think of me as Albie, which is a different amalgamation of personality than Albert.
okay. I I respect that.
So, what else do we got to talk about this episode? I really
Yeah, I
enjoyed
wish
it.
I'd taken notes.
Uh, I watched it enough to where I didn't really need to take notes. The whole kind of mad 7 of 9 kind of got me.
Mm.
Did,
One thing that did surprise me, I really thought that it was going to be not only a gravitational anomaly, but a temporal anomaly.
ah,
And I really thought that they were going to find Kelly alive because why have
hmm
Phil Morris if you're just going to have him bookending in flashbacks? Like, wouldn't you want him as the guest star interacting with the main cast?
yeah.
And, um, I thought that it was actually really neat that they didn't do that because then I thought, well, there are other derelict ships that have been sucked into this thing. So then it just becomes an episode about fighting your way out with these ships that are trapped all at the same time in the same moment. Like logistically, it would be a much harder story to tell.
I think Voyager
And
did tell that story also somewhere in there.
oh, they did. Okay. And also it would change the message, I think, of the episode. The episode was about embracing the past and again standing on the shoulders of giants and realizing it's very important to know where we come from to inspire how we move forward into the future, which I thought was a beautiful message. And honestly, if the idea that I thought they were going to do had been done, it would have destroyed all of that. It would just have been another I'm sorry, average episode of like Voyager with the conflict and a resolution, and we got out of that one this week, and who are we going to bump into next week?
Hmm
So it was much more. I'm thinking from the few Voyager episodes I've seen, this one is a much more introspective voyage of Voyager.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them, I think, in the later Voyagers.
Okay,
One great one is Someone to Watch Over Me. I don't know if you've seen that one yet.
is that when she's playing piano?
She doesn't, I don't think. Robert Picardo does though.
Isn't but I remember an episode of
She,
Seven just like playing the
yeah,
piano in a red and her
I want
red
to say
cat
that
suit.
was a World War II one.
No, no, no. She was on the
Oh, she
Voyager.
was singing that one. Oh, yeah, it's in the
Anyway.
video. It's in the music video.
And I think it's like one of the last ones. I think it's when she's boning Chakotay.
Oh, maybe making dinner with him.
Yeah.
That's
It's probably a season 7 episode.
season 7. 7. Ooh, anyway,
Ooh.
a lot of sevens.
Ooh.
I I like the fact that they didn't do the normal shenanigans. There was no time travel. There was no resetting something. There was no helping him out. And I really appreciated that they didn't show him dead. You just
Yeah.
saw his hand, and I thought that was very poignant, and it made it more impactful because, for example, what was it? The Royale. You know, they showed the astronaut corpse, which was the Halloween store skeleton with some dust on it.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
we
but
just
it
see,
looked good in SD. It looked
yeah.
good on your 12-inch screen.
But we just see John Kelly's hand, and it's his hand, and it's got the wedding ring on it, and
Yeah.
then there's the picture, and we see Seven's reaction to seeing John Kelly as she's learning about John Kelly's what happened to him on the story. Just very, I think it was really good writing, that whole part.
I agree. I agree. Um far better writing than I've seen on most Voyager episodes, quite frankly.
You got to watch more. I'm telling you.
So
By the end,
it gives me some hope.
yeah.
Like I said before, I was talking about the things on this that gave me trepidation
Mhm,
about what. Yeah, this is playing into everything I always feared.
mhm,
But on the other side, like I have to give it its due. It does give me hope that we can get things like this that are
mhm.
not that. See, I talk good sometimes. So
The only things that bumped me in this episode, really, I think, was the temperature. 7 mentioned, and it was like 230 below or something. It was something ridiculously cold, and whether it was Fahrenheit, Kelvin, Celsius, it didn't really matter because it was so cold. I don't think the CRT screen would have worked. I don't think a lot of the technology she was using would have worked, and I don't even think the photograph would be okay at that temperature.
Oh, I didn't. Now it's funny because I was just watching Surprise Enterprise, the Aenear episode when they go into the ice caves on what are they called? Andoria.
City Alpha 5?
Yeah.
Andorian?
Andoria.
Andoria?
Andoria.
Andoria.
And it's Shran and Archer, trudging through this tundra, this wilderness, this snow caves, and you can't see their breath at all.
Ah,
It's
yeah,
like
that's
that
always
soundstage must have been really hot in those jackets, guys.
that's where they did good with Shuttle Pod 1. That's
Yeah,
where they
they
did good
did
with
show the
Shuttle
breath
Pod
in
1.
Shuttle Pod 1. I guess it was too big a space for them to do that in,
Yeah. Because
yeah.
Shuttle Pod 1, they filmed inside of a cooler, right? Something like that?
Yeah, pretty much. I
Yeah, and
was
they just
listening to
they shut the fans
Dom and
off
Connor
when they
talk
were
about it.
filming. Yeah, and turned them
Right,
on when they weren't.
exactly. They shut it,
'Cause it was
yeah,
very cold.
and they had to keep it cold in there, so I guess it helped
It
them with the method too.
made it so much better, I'm sure.
I'm
But yeah,
sure that we are going to be in the new iteration of Treksploration talking about Shuttle Pod 1.
that's
It's going
gotta
to come
be in
up.
a top 10 or a
Yeah, it's
bottom
gotta be in
10.
a
It's
top
definitely
10.
not in the
Yeah.
bottom 10.
Yeah. So, you know
So,
what else is in the top 10?
what?
The many, many people who've contributed to GoFundMe.com
Oh,
slash
thank you
Serenity
so
Space
much.
Camp.
We got another one yet?
I'm not so sure about that, but does it make a difference? Because we've had so many people step up and do a solid favor for Serenity and
Yes.
ensure that she gets to do something that she's always wanted to do.
It's
You
gonna
can
be
donate if you
amazing.
so choose at GoFundMe.com slash Serenity Space Camp. I blitzed on that for a second. I was going to say Patreon.com like I did last night, but it's not
Yeah.
Patreon, damn it. It's GoFundMe.com slash
GoFundMe.com.
Serenity Space Camp.
Yeah, and we just did the GoFundMe thing because I guess it seems more legit because we we originally had the direct donation links and stuff, but that wasn't seem to be working. But people seem to like GoFundMe, so it seems to work out.
Yeah, I mean, it seems now that that is like the cultural norm. I
Hmm.
mean, Matt had amazing success with it with his Beyond the Mirror Image books, and
Hmm.
I feel like if you really do have a cause that or a project that you want to get off the ground, it's just now just what you do. It's like, yeah, oh, you're not on GoFundMe? Why not? Because everybody
Yeah,
knows it. So I think you made the right choice with that, obviously, because we're so close to the goal at this
so
point that
close. And our
I feel
last
like I'm
donation was
shilling during
from
pledge week at public
Cadet.
radio here.
Listen, Linda. Yeah, we're doing we're doing the March of Dimes. Send
Yeah.
us dime bags. We can sell
Don't
them
do
to
that.
get
Don't
ready
do
to.
that.
There's
I'm
a
sure
post
there are
office box
interstate
somewhere.
commerce laws where,
We won't
you
use them.
might
We'll just
be
sell
committing
them.
a felony if you do
We'll just
that.
sell them to get ready to space camp. So,
Mm.
thank you everybody. I really appreciate it. So do we have anything else to do? I think we forgot trivia last time. Did we or something or what did we forget last time before we signed off and gave our final impressions and thoughts and impressions and
I
ratings?
think because we had been going like for 14 to 17 hours at that point, so it was just
Yeah,
too
it
it
was.
was
We
too
had to
much to
call it
do like
because
a
the sun was
yeah,
coming up and you
yeah,
got to
it
get to
was
work.
I mean work. Freaking work. I don't think we did
You work
Trek and
tomorrow?
Tell. Yeah, of course.
Oh, even
Albie.
during the holiday season? Don't you
Albie,
get a
it's
holiday
me.
break?
Albie. Who are you talking to? Albie.
That's true. That's true.
Do I work tomorrow?
You're one of the reasons we're going to get to space. People like you, not people
I
like me.
wish. I wish I was in something that would contribute so greatly to humankind. But
Mm.
we're not all rocket
We all play our
scientists.
parts. It's a community.
Mhm.
People need to be healthy, and people need to listen to silly people talk on the radio. There's a spot for all of
Performers
us.
and portrayers. All
All
right.
right. Do you want to do trivia? Do you got any Trek and Tells?
Yeah,
What's new?
I got. If I had a Trek and Tell, I don't know where it went. I cleaned out my library finally last weekend because it was just piling up. Like, oh my god! I used to
Mhm.
have like a ton of stuff to hand. I don't have anything to hand anymore. I put everything away.
Right.
So I want to say I had a Trek and Tell, but I think I actually I showed it. I
All
think I
right.
showed
For
it.
next time.
What's your Trek and Tell?
I don't have one right now.
Okay, so we don't have Trek and Tell. Let's do some trivia.
Trivia.
When's the last time you gave me 3 questions? Do you have your cards?
It's been
Do
a
you have your
while.
cards and glasses?
I do have my cards and glasses, so let me ask you some questions.
Do you
Oh
have enough
no,
light?
light is always an issue because I go for the mood lighting versus the being able to see lighting. Ah, geez. All right.
And anybody watching live, you can feel free to answer as well. Maybe
Yes.
you
Put them in
can
the
beat me.
comments down below or let us know on the side. Okay, I got you for 3 questions. Did you get the link? There's a new Star Trek trivia thing coming out. That might help us watch
Yeah, I
this
saw
one
the
be a
link.
repeat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I wonder if we've gone through all these scenic cards. I still have an unopened pack. I have a pack here that I've never undid the cellophane. So I think I'm going to do that next time.
In the motion
Okay.
picture, Star Trek Generations, whose promotion ceremony is being celebrated? We already read that one.
Yeah, we read that one. I'm telling you,
Okay.
man. I feel like we've gone through all these. How can we?
Okay. Ready? 3 questions. Uh,
4
w-
questions.
what time challenge fictional character does Dr. McCoy encounter in the original series episode Shore Leave? Ooh, we haven't had this one yet, I don't think.
I'm sorry. What was the part?
What time challenged fictional character does Dr.
Oh,
McCoy
time
encounter?
challenged.
Yeah, time
The
challenge.
white rabbit from Alice Through
Correct.
the Looking Glass.
That's
I'm late.
exactly what it
I'm
says.
late.
That's exactly what it says. The White
That
Rabbit.
is also launched 1,000 holodeck furry programs. That's all.
Yeah. We didn't have furries until that episode. All right. And now, so Shatner invented that. Yeah, it's true. Okay. In the motion picture, First Contact, what does Captain Picard order Lieutenant Commander Worf off the bridge? Why does Captain Picard order Lieutenant Commander Worf off the bridge?
In First Contact, because
Yes.
Worf tells him that they shouldn't fight the Borg anymore because, okay, the phases are ineffectual. They've adapted to every modulation. And he's like, sir, we have to retreat. And he's like, no, hold your ground. And he's like, it's suicide. And Picard's like, you're afraid, you coward. And Worf is like, if you were any other man, I'd kill you where you stand. And Picard's like, get off my bridge.
That's exactly what it says on the card, word for word. So you got that one. So I got you for 3 questions. You answered 2 correctly. You got 1 more to go. You ready?
All right. I love that
Who
scene, by the
played
way.
number 1 in the original Star Trek pilot, The Cage?
I'm gonna say Rebecca Romaine Stamos O'Connell.
You got 1 more try.
Was she Majel Barrett Roddenberry at that point, or just Majel Barrett?
It's just Majel Barrett. Yep. Good job, Chris. Good job.
All right, I got 3. I got all 3.
You got 3.
Oh, I love that scene in First Contact.
Let us know. Yeah, it's a good scene. Great movie. Let us know below. Did you get all 3? Did you get 2 out of 3? What were your answers? Did you have a different answer? Are we right? Was the cards right? Let us know below.
If the cards are wrong, my whole world doesn't make any sense, man.
All right. Final thoughts and ratings for season 6, episode 8, my birthday episode of Star Trek Voyager, One Small Step.
Me first?
I'll go first. Loved it. It was great. It's not one I watch often, but I did watch it often this past week. It was some of Star Trek at its best, I think, in parts. Like some of it was the standard filler, I guess. But the moments that meant something really affected me, and I felt it. And I think those things landed. So, overall, it's a great episode, and it appeals to me because it's my kind of thing. The whole mystery of somebody went missing, exploration, space exploration. Phil Morris did outstanding in this episode. The only probably part of the episode was Tom Paris didn't need to be there, and so he seemed like he was extra. But overall, loved it. I'm going to give it 4 first seen extraterrestrial spaceships by a human in space out of 5.
Wow.
That's far. It took too long to get there.
It's been a long road. So I think that you're wrong about Tom Paris. I mean, you're flying into a dangerous situation. He built the freaking flyer.
Yeah, he did.
So I feel like who better to pilot them into a hairy ravioli and come in. To sum up a lot of the things that I've been rambling about, I have a lot of trepidation about Voyager. This episode cemented some of those trepidations,
Mhm.
but it also had moments of transcendence where I find that maybe there's great hope for good episodes of this show. And it's something that gives me anticipation and an eagerness to find it, to discover it, to find the wheat among the chaff, as they say. So I want to thank you for recommending this one because honestly, it's the best Voyager episode I've ever seen. So
Wow.
it's nice to finally walk away with Voyager with a net positive
Mm.
thought in my head. And I look forward to discovering more of these types of gems as we discuss the show going forward. So I'm going to give it 6.5 space ravioli out of 10.
Wow, that's really good.
Ravioli in this instance because they are plural.
They
So,
are plural. I just remembered Crush, episode Crush. Who's your episode
oh,
crush in this one?
it's Commander Kelly.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
It was between the three different sevens. We had Burgundy 7, we had Spacesuit 7, and we had Blue
Blue
7.
7 at the end, right?
Yeah, she should have had a black suit, just for the funeral. But
She does when she's in section 31.
oh yeah, yeah, she does.
Yeah.
But I landed on Spacesuit 7 in this one. There's something about it. I don't know. I want
Ah,
the action figure. I want the standee. I
Spacesuit
don't know.
7.
Spacesuit 7. You don't see her often in the spacesuit, so I really liked her in that. And I think she did great. Between her and Phil Morris, they carried the episode. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Mm.
Love it. Send Serenity to space camp so she can help John Kelly from going
Mhm,
missing.
yeah.
What what
She can
if
put
what
right
once
what
went
once went
wrong?
wrong.
What
Huh,
if Serenity goes to space camp with somebody named John Kelly and is like,
right?
look, in the future at 2032,
Right.
when you go back to Mars, space ravioli, you got to avoid it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Raviolo.
raviolo.
She can put right what once will have gone wrong in the future.
Yes. Yes, Voyager episodes when they're good, Chris, and you'll fall in love with probably 25 out of the 200, and that'll sway your opinion of the series. That's my thought.
I think I'm in love.
I think I'm
All
in
right.
love. So if you have something, okay, wait, this is your part because I don't know that part.
Oh yeah, are we doing the spiel? No, we're not going to do the spiel. You don't want
We're
to
doing the
contact
spiel for
us.
Serenity this time, right?
You want to contact GoFundMe.com. GoFundMe.com/Serenity Space Camp. Go there. You know what? You can talk to us all the time. We're
That's
on.
true.
Come on.
That's
You're
true.
just like, oh, those guys again. But we have this once in a lifetime opportunity to send Serenity to Space Camp. And we would really, really love your help in helping her achieve that dream. So that's GoFundMe.com/Serenity Space Camp. Thank you, everybody who has contributed so far. It really means a lot. I am so happy at how quickly we have gotten so much great support with this, and we can do more. We have how long until she's got to go?
Couple months,
Okay, so we got plenty of time. We got
plenty of
plenty of
time.
time to make this like the trip of a lifetime.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's go. Serenity really is. You know, this is going to sound like I'm maybe hyperbole, but it's not. I've met Serenity. She is one of the funniest, smartest kids I have ever met. If anybody is going to get the most out of an experience like space camp, she's the one. She's not going to go there and just like turn her nose up like some teenager going through the motions. I mean, she's going to own that place by the time she
Mm-hmm.
leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So you could not send a better candidate to space camp, quite frankly. It will not be wasted on her. So
Agreed. She's
again,
gonna enjoy
yeah.
it and go in full force and pretend she's in space. I'm sure.
You know?
It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
I'm not doing that no kid person who's doing that thing where they pretend to like their friends' kids. I actually like this one.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she's very grateful. She says thank you to everyone. She just can't believe how generous everyone has been, and sometimes like I tell her she's an awesome person, But when other people tell her she's an awesome person, and other people care enough to give their hard-earned cash or future credit to Serenity so she can achieve this goal, it makes her realize that she is important. And I really thank everyone for that.
You're important, kiddo, and we love you.
Very important. Yep, we love you. So for Treksploration, I'm Albie.
And I'm GoFundMe.com/Serenity Space Camp.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.